Scrolling through gaming feeds today, all you see is this. Studios are under fire. Companies are failing. You'd think the entire gaming industry is collapsing. But here's the truth. Tearing studios down is easy. It takes zero effort. It's almost instinctive to point out flaws. Like Kanye in Runaway. I'm so gifted at fighting at what I don't like the most. But that's not a superpower. It's a trap. And if you're only here to get swept up in the noise, then you're missing the real challenge, which is building something that matters. Most companies build in private because when you share what you build, especially before it's finished, people will happily tell you all the ways that you are not qualified and you are not skilled and you're not approaching it correctly and you are likely to fail. This is not a talent. Anyone can find a flaw in anything. Anyone can give you 100 ways that something sucks and why it'll fail. It takes no effort and also no risk. So scrolling through industry critic feeds feels a little dark right now, and a lot of channels are getting those misery clicks on all their videos pronouncing Ubisoft is dead, Bethesda is over, EA fails again. So this kind of social media it's like an echo chamber. There are so many videos out there that just trash games, right? Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows, not even out yet, trashed. Starfield, Ghost of Yotai, it's crazy. There's 40 plus minute essays out there that are devoted to spreading the news about how much these games and the companies that make them suck. So yeah, sure, you got them, critics. You'll teach them for making a shitty game. Look at their epic failures, all on display for everyone. Oh, their stock's in the gutter. Serves those bastards right. It's I'm not even really being facetious here. The thing is, the critics are right most of the time. Most game companies fail or sell out eventually if you give them a long enough timeline. I even called out a AAA billion-dollar loss in one of my earliest videos here. But what's left after everyone is done calling out all the flaws? It's a broken industry, I guess? I mean, misery does love company. So it doesn't matter if the game critics are right or wrong. Really, everyone loses in the end in this scenario. That's the outcome if we buy into that hype. So criticism, even if it's constructive, will never have the firepower that creation and success does. Opinions are cheap. Building something and releasing it into the wild, and doing it in the face of constant resistance, now that takes guts, especially over time. Because being for something always wins versus being against something. And yeah, gamers voting with their wallets, that's something you hear a lot. And you know what? It does work, right? It sends a painful message to companies. But the why behind that message is still ambiguous. And if you haven't noticed, the powers that be at Ubisoft and others, they're not watching these videos. So how do we fix this, right? How do you fix gaming? I believe it starts with people that actually want to contribute to fixing games. And I don't mean long form video essays on how an existing game could be better or pointing out how a company can course correct if they take your advice. I mean actually going out, taking your ideas and attempting to build a better game. It's the hubris, right? The staggering arrogance of such a claim. To actually think that I, or others like me, of all people, could build something better than what other companies have spent decades and millions of dollars on before me. It's I don't know. Sometimes the people that are crazy enough to think they can actually change the world sometimes do. And they're usually met with fiery, vitriolic resistance and rhetoric every step of the way. But one of my all-time favorite quotes is from our boy Teddy Roosevelt, who nailed this concept in 1910, okay? 114 years ago, and it's dead accurate. I'm reading this whole thing because it's awesome. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I had a simple idea for a game 10 months ago. Turns out, the more I pursued it, the more I shared it with others, the more traction and momentum it gained. You can check out first 2 videos on this channel if you want to see more of that early journey in detail. And since that tiny, silly spark, we have assembled a studio with talent across 3 different countries. We've got 23 full-time people as of this recording working on a shared vision, constantly challenging each other each day to show up with our best selves and produce work that we're proud of. And I'm as grateful for this team as I am the journey that we're on. Like, our head of operations was lead at CD Projekt Red, and he shipped Cyberpunk 2077 and Phantom Liberty. Like, he's crushing it at leading our art team and production teams while also planning long-term for this studio. Our technical director has worked and shipped over 17 games, being the lead engineer on Marvel's Avengers, lead programmer on Shadow the Tomb Raider. Like, we've got amazing game design lead that's got over 8 years of experience designing games at Ubisoft. And on top of all of that, like, our art and creative team is stacked with years of experience working on double and AAA titles. So it's like, these are people that have done the AAA thing, and now they're choosing to build here at Red 16 in the AA arena. And like, this is not a flex, okay? Anyone can rip through the list I just shared. Anyone can tear us down or me down. The point is not that we have the greatest team. It's that we have a team that I truly respect and admire. And we have a team that is grateful and excited and refreshed working on this project while being empowered and trusted to do their best work every day. So, for those of you listening now, those that want to build instead of destroy, to drown the noise out with something of substance rather than opinion, I invite you to subscribe. I invite you to join our Discord. Join our dev club where we continuously test our game and gather real-time feedback from our fans to actually make an amazing game. And if nothing else, it's safe to say that our recent emergence into the public eye is something new and different. And at the very least, I'd just love for you to stick around, see how this unfolds, or come on in and join the conversation. Like, we want to build a community of people that either want to make great games themselves or want to engage with us as we take on the impossible task of making a great game in 2024 and beyond. Certainty of death, small chance of success, what are we waiting for? I'm telling you right now, I'm playing the long game. My go-to mantra in business is magic over margins. If you give without asking in return long enough, like if you speak from your heart long enough, and if you stay vulnerable long enough, that's a recipe for magic. The margins will come. So if your feed is peppered with game critics and pundits, please consider following something that's actually growing and building something instead of getting caught in an echo chamber. It's not even reaching the eyes and the ears of the companies that are being roasted. So whether you're indie or AAA or AA or whatever, like, we, as in the gaming community, only win when better games are built. That's it. So why not enter the arena and build them? So, wrapping things up. Since we launched this channel, I've not shared much about what this game is, so let me do that now. We're building a single-player, third-person, narrative-driven, action-adventure game. It will not be a sprawling open world filled with predatory, dopamine-releasing game loops. This game will be fairly linear, but also thoughtfully crafted. We're also giving the players several ways to play through the game on their terms, so you get to play the way you want to. Items, upgrades, they're designed to feel meaningful, thoughtful, and earned from skilled gameplay. Ultimately, we're targeting Steam and Gen 9 consoles, and we're loosely aiming at a 2026 release, so we got some time. I'm documenting the whole thing. We're releasing videos weekly as we continue to share our work, our thoughts, and build a community as we continue this journey. And we would love for you to be part of it. Seriously. Our studio's mantra is, we build openly, we build honestly. Be sure to check out the video that started it all, or take a look at some of the awesome enemy designs that we're cooking up now in a separate video as well. You can find links to our Discord, Dev Club, and website all in the bio. And as always, every one of our early followers should sign up and reserve your spot on our ongoing early supporter list of our first 1,000 and then up to 10,000 subscribers and beyond. Like, we want to give back to the people that helped us grow in the beginning and then some later on in this adventure when we're getting closer to our release. So please do. Are we going to pull this off? Don't know. Han Solo said it best. Never tell me the odds. Cheers. I'll see you all in the next one.